Okay, we are going to continue to pick up Reish Nun Aleph, Siman Reish Nun Aleph. We started yesterday Sif Aleph. We're going to continue Sif Aleph, and we'll try to do some of Sif Beis today. So we said yesterday, someone does a Malacha and Erev Shabbos from Mincha and on, Einei Roya Siman Bracha. We said Dafka Real Malacha, but a business deal that you had to do, that it's mutter, Lamaisi, you should try not to do it. And someone who does such a business, or such a malacha, when he's not supposed to, it does not see siman bracha. They bring down yesh mefarshim. When is that time that you must stop working on Erev Shabbos? Some say it's mincha gedayla, v'yesh mefarshim mincha ktana. What is mincha gedayla? So the Mishnah Berura brings down, mincha gedayla means hainu b'sheishu mechsa, 6.5 hours of shayis manias. Depends on the winter or the summer. It can be anywhere from 48 minutes to 72 minutes. Of Shai's Manias, we're going to say 6.5 hours in is Mincha Gedayla. What is Mincha Ktana? Hainu Teisha U Mechza, which is 9.5 hours in, which would be, again, Shai's Manias. And they bring down a note 4 that it says in Reish Nun Vav, we're going to see that it's 2.5 hours before Tzeis HaKechavim, which is around an hour and a quarter before the sun gets totally covered. So the halacha is someone who's from Mincha Gedayla or Mincha Ktana, it's machlokes. Hasoymech ala mekilin lo hifsid. Zok the Mishnah Berura, since it's only derabbanan. So therefore, if you had to rely on the mekilin and go until Mincha Ketana einoi mafsid, and therefore, if in a case where it's taka needed, you could do malacha till then. And they bring that note 5 over here. Kan kasa raksha soymech la mekilin. However, we're going to see they bring down later on in Reish Nun Vav that regarding shlichas adam, in order to be mafsik the tzibur, you should already send it on. Ra'i l'shalchem izman mincha uktana. That's what they bring down in Reish Nun Vav. What about shaving in Erev Shabbos? So the Sharatzian later is going to say that if it's very zman is very dachuk, it's very pressed, then you can rely on this to shave until mincha ktana. Same thing with building a sukkah on Erev Shabbos when it's Yom Kippur coming up. That you shouldn't build it at Erev Shabbos after Chatzos your sukkah. Again, Vashois Heims Manias. That's what it means. It depends on the winter and the summer. That's when you're doing the melacha yourself. A worker that's getting hired by the Baal Bais. We're going to see in Siman Shin Lamed Aleph. There's manoihu samach l'shkias achamon mamash until shkia v'rak kedei sheyelech leveisai, in order to get home in time, l'malis lechavis mayim, to fill up a barrel of water, v'litzlis l'dad koton, to fry some fish for Shabbos, l'lahalik loyas in there. Im loy b'makoim sheyish mina kavua lifsik mikaidim, unless it's the place that they stop early of I'm going to run b'sefer teisefes Shabbos. Okay. Zokter Ramah, let's continue the Ramah. V'davke k'sha'isa malacha derech keva. The whole issue of losing out on everything that we're warning you shouldn't work after mincha is dafka na'oifen when it's a kvias. Avalamaisa oisa derech arai afil lefisha v'loy kava aleha, then it's shari. And not only that, the Mishnah brings down hainu afilu b'schar, even if you're getting paid for this. V'lechein mutter lichtoi v'gerish loimim v'chol kayetzim. You want to write a letter to your friend, that is mutter even after Mincha Ketana. They bring down the notes over here. What is the halacha regarding Meleches Kva for Shabbos? So the Shulchan Aruch says it's mutter even from Mincha and on. And the halacha is also much like that. That, for example, in Tzarech Shabbos, could you iron your clothing close to Shabbos? Even though sewing is not a shaylo, that it's a Meleches Kva. Okay. What is the Geder of Meleches Kvad? They bring them from Nisan Kareletz. That someone who's kol shekaves atzmoi lis asik b'isur melacha. It's like that's your trade. That's what you do. And the Meleches Arai, the Geder is that you're doing it derech agab. And therefore he says today, let's say you have a little button, to sew a little button on your shirt is not such a problem.
Yes.
Even though, why? Even if you're not doing it for Shabbos, again, because it's not a Meleches Kva. However, they bring down from Nisan Kareletz, it is considered Meleches Kva sewing, even if you only do it at a one time, for whatever reason your button fell off. And same thing with ironing the clothing, they bring that from the Arletzi, and it's mutter, even Shalom Tzach Shabbos, because it's Meleches Arai. What about to set up a time every Erev Shabbos to write stuff?
Electrical.
So Reb Nissen Karelitz wants to say it's Asr, unless it's Mamash David Avid, Nafkamini is David Avid. There's someone who's learning Torah. He wants to remember his Machshavas, his new thoughts on Torah, he's allowed to write it. And therefore the Chazon Ish and Echanami would write Chidushim even after Chatzos and after Mincha. Okay. Mincha Gdaila, yeah, Mincha Gdaila. L'chayra, they bring down Lefiyah Mavur B'Beis Yosef. That's something for a Dvar Mitzvah, you're allowed to write Svar. He's saying, Yesh Layin L'chayra, there has to be, L'chayra Tzech Lius Mutter, L'chayra Kol Dvar Torah. Now that Yistamaz, it's a mitzvah to write Svarim, it doesn't have to be Davavid. Why not come in Erev Shabbos and write your Shtikl Torah? Okay. Let's continue weiter. Beis. L'sakein begada v'kelev l'tzarch Shabbos mutar kol hayom. Like we just finished saying, to fix up your clothing and the kelim. In honor of the Heilig of Shabbos, it's mutar the whole entire day. V'hu adin zakter amah big de chaveiroi imu l'tzarch Shabbos. If it's tzarch Shabbos, even your friend. Ve'einoi noitel olav schar. It sounds like you can be getting paid. V'hu adin zakter Shulchan Aruch Hu adin l'misha kaitz svarim la'atzmai derech lemudai. Someone who writes svarim for himself, derech lemudai zakter amav al aser lichtev l'chaver b'schar. Again, for your friend b'schar is aser. Umistaprim kol hayom afilu misapar Yisrael. That we're going to push off for tomorrow. So let's see the Mishnah Beruras. Ve'einai noitel olav sechar. Ve'imu ani she'en l'mayaychal. Pasha, there's nothing to eat. So he wants work. Then it's shari. And then it's mutter. And the same reason would be if you borrowed money during the week and you're planning on paying him back. What was your cheshbon paying back? Oh, I have a few extra hours in Erev Shabbos. I could do an odd job and pay him back. That itself is mutter, because otherwise I wouldn't borrow money in honor of Shabbos. They bring down from the Ben Ish Chai that it's mutter to fill up a chayiv that you borrowed money in honor of Shabbos. Okay, Kedula, come on, we're going to see Sa'if, Siman, Tavkuf, Mem, Beis, Le'inyan, Chalamoid. What do they bring down? They bring down this halacha. And if he's an ani, it's mutter. And there the bear halacha is Maisif. Even if he has food for himself, but he needs food for the kids and his wife, his family, to feed them, it's also mutter for him to work in Chalamoid. That's where Handi b'dava of it and work in Chalamoid. There were mashva Erev Shabbos to work in a chalamayit. So too over there, if you need money to feed your family, you can work on a chalamayit. Same thing they bring down to sew clothing on Erev Shabbos, the chalamayit. Someone who doesn't have anything to feed could work, take an odd job as the sewing. So who then? Over here we're going to compare it. That Erev Shabbos it is mutter, and they bring down the name of the Magen Avraham. That avada, if you could do it b'tzina in privacy, it's better. Because the person doesn't realize you're an ani, and he might think that it's mutter. However, if you don't have a choice, even for Hesya, we're going to be matter you. And they bring down one last thing. Am I mechuyev to sell something before doing work in Erev Shabbos Chalamai? We're bringing down that it's mutter and you don't have to sell stuff. Okay. It's also mutaris b'Erev Shabbos achrein. Even if he has bread, he wants to buy the geschmack of food for Shabbos, salmon, meats, wine. It's the same halachas would apply that he's able to work. And they bring down also, again, regarding chalamayit. You have bread and water. Can I work on chalamayit? They bring down 2 days over there if it's mutter. And here we clearly see that Erev Shabbos is more of a kula. Because here, l'kula alma, it's mutter to work chalamayit. And it's also, they bring down the bear lacha over there already. We can see that Erev Shabbos is more kuladik than working on chalamayit. And again, and we had 2 reasons really why it's usher to work on Erev Shabbos. One is, Tam, you should be meichel l'tzarchei Shabbos. So we could say that over here, that the main reason is that you shouldn't forget to work or to be meichel l'tzarchei Shabbos. They bring down the harei alechem v'amayim sheyesh lo einam tzrichim achana. He already has bread and water; he doesn't need achana. Elamai the chashashes shami yishkach lahachen noimal shar tzarchei Shabbos. If he doesn't have money, how else could he make for tzarchei Shabbos? Therefore, he's able to work on Erev Shabbos. to, even though he has bread and wine, to get other foods. Okay. Aval belav hachi, if not for all these scenarios that you have, the pasha need the money and everything. Yesh li zar bezeh ma'oid. You should be extremely careful to work on Erev Shabbos. Ki mashma mikama poiskim. The milvadei neroya siman bracha. Not only you're not going to either way get your siman bracha out of it, you're going to lose it. Still, yesh chashash isser bezeh. Forget about the siman bracha. You're still going to be over in isser. So it's stam chaval because you're working for free lamaisa because you're not getting isser bracha and you're going to end up at these surim. So vavada, if you could prevent and refrain from working on Erev Shabbos, you definitely should not work. Look, okay, let's continue. We're saying that it's usher, it's mutter to write for yourself, but for your friend, bischar is usher. Therefore they bring down Yizar gamkin akaisiv stam, which is a seifa, he's getting paid. Shelo yichtoi bischar, you shouldn't write getting paid. Unless they push need a mezuzah or sefer Torah, or tefillin or shuhu dachok. Again, like the scenario we said, let's tzarech Shabbos, he pasha needs money vechanal. Let's try to go through note 10 and we'll stop over here. What is the halacha regarding fixing clothing of your friend in honor of Shabbos? They bring down for the Ramah, it's only mutter if you're not going to get schar. And Reb Nissen Karelitz explains that ksivas mezuzah, sefer Torah, that itself is being Isaac in a mitzvah. Mesha'enkin, the other malacha is showing that what you're doing is not a mitzvah, therefore it's usher to do it bischar. That's the chiluk between a sefer Torah, which itself is a mitzvah, therefore it's mutter if it's needed. Mashak ksivas svarim la'atzmai, why is it mutter for yourself to write it? That's quite clear. So the Beis Yosef and the Levush is mas because it's a dvar mitzvah. However, they write, they bring from the Mishnah Brura, in the name El Yezuta, it's only mutter because it doesn't look like a malacha gemura, since you're writing to yourself derech limudai, and you're not planning on doing it for a real ksiva gemur v'aguna, and they bring them from the El Yezuta. Then when you're writing for someone else, that's clearly a nechshav adavar kamalacha gemura, and therefore in Erev Pesach they made it like a Yom Tov because of the carbon Pesach. Therefore, you now do a malacha gemura, even l'tzarech mitzvah, even if you're not going to get paid. Mashenkin Erev Shabbos, it's more kula. It's going to be mutter as long as you don't get schar. And Yetzer Hashem, tomorrow we're going to continue with Saif, Siv, Beis, and start Reish, Nun, Beis.